I'm going to go, but I'm also afraid that you're going to kill me. I'm afraid that,
Have another drink there. We'll get that straight.
How many places have you had where you would go, man, I would take a dead body over this coworker? Showing off the Chili Bowl mullet man.
Was that in Kentucky?
Yes, it was. Yeah. So we were married and we were related. Yes, at the same.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, thanks for checking out the 217 Probcast. We have an amazing interview about mental health in Illinois with Blaine. But before we get to it, really quickly, for the first few minutes, the camera on myself and Blaine was not working. Now, there is another one, but it's not the best shot. Just letting you know, it's not going to be there the whole show. You get to see her pretty face and unfortunately mine. So check it out. Bye-bye. Love you. Look at this. Isn't that cool?
217 Probcast. It's Kyle, it's Andrew. More importantly, we have a Miss Illinois, Wisconsin. Help me out here. Blaine, Big Daddy, Flyboy Rosenfeldt. I don't know. What's your name? I'm just giving you boxer nicknames at this point.
It's Blaine Lamb Rosenfeldt.
Blaine Lamb Rosenfeldt, and you are obviously known now for your poise on stage, your media appearances, your beauty, your empathy for your fellow man and woman.
That's right.
And
there you go.
Yeah, look at that. You can tell.
That's right. Empathy is everything.
I haven't even drank yet. Watch. After I have.
Brought to you by Chili Bowl Mullet Man merchandise here.
We are totally showing off the Chili Bowl Mullet Man. Sure, there you go. Blaine.
There we go.
And people ask, they say, are guests paid for the appearances? They are in Chili Bowl Mullet Man koozies, right?
And Coors Light.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. That's what we're doing.
But you can get these on Chili Bowl Mullet Man's Facebook. Support the guy.
Yes. And as
local famous guy.
Sip these wobbly pops, Blaine. And you are now, please tell us all of your accolades.
Well, I was Mrs. Wisconsin International 2023.
Miss Wisconsin International. So
How's
Mrs.
that
Miss.
work?
Married Mrs.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. So
how can you be Miss Wisconsin but international? Is that just what they call it?
Yeah, it's an international pageant, so you're with women all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's not just people from Wisconsin.
Oh no, no! I got that one for Wisconsin, but then you move up, and when you go into your pageant.
So you can go to anybody's state and just.
It
take
depends
that.
if you volunteer.
like I didn't win here. I'm going next door.
Yeah.
It depends if you.
It's kind of like LeBron when he went to South Beach. All
Yeah.
right, I'm taking my services to Wisconsin.
It depends if you do volunteer work there, if you
okay.
work there.
Some affiliation.
Yeah,
there
there's got to be
somewhere.
some affiliation there. So.
And that's what struck me about what you do too, is because I think maybe the misconception, or maybe it's real about a lot of pageants, is you go there, you do your thing, but you guys are doing a lot for the community. Like you're helping people out, you're talking to people.
That's what it's all. If you do your pageant right and you have a great PR team, they will put you everywhere.
When did you win that?
The Wisconsin one was last year, and then this year in December I won Illinois.
Nice.
So
that is awesome. And what do you have to do in order to win that? Look at her. She's like, "Oh my God, it's so much."
Yeah.
It is.
I'm sorry. Like it's almost like an Olympic trainer going through their shit again. Like, oh God.
I know. You have to get tons of sponsors. You have to, do tons of photo shoots. You have to get to a point to get to that pageant to go through with the rest of it. Like it's a lot. Like when somebody came to me to do this, I was just like, this is nothing.
That's how I am with most things.
Yeah.
I was just like,
I'm like, man.
I don't know.
Kyle, can you get out of bed?
Do I get paid for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I talked to you about this because here's the thing. I did radio forever, and in doing so, you're approached by a lot of people who want to jump on the air, and most of them are batshit crazy, right? They are. It's fine. God bless them. But I say that because I wanted to talk to you, because like the Tasmanian devil or something. But I could tell in between, and you did do that, by the way. You were foaming at the mouth, but in between,
oh my Lord,
in between eating a deer's neck in the woods. You told me, I could tell how passionate you were about one thing, and this is crazy, fascinating, interesting, and macabre as it may be, the coroner crisis in Illinois.
Forensic pathologist.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
But coroner crisis
What's the
rolls
difference?
off the
It
tongue.
sounds
Is that
better.
the same thing?
No, they don't do like the autopsies and stuff.
Oh, did you hear the way she said that? No.
Forensic.
She talks to one forensic pathologist, and now she's like,
I've been I've been talking to tons of them, and I told you I want to go.
I've been
I want you to
talking
go
to
with me
tons of
next Tuesday.
I'm gonna go, but I'm also afraid that you're gonna kill me. I'm afraid that like no, come with me. You just met me. Come with me to
Just
a corner.
come to the corners. Oh, he fell into the stove.
Yeah.
No, it's because you were so interested in it when I was talking to you about it.
Haven't you always wanted to see how much your skull weighs? Come on. I know. I am very fascinated. I do. I want to go. I am.
So what's a forensic pathologist do?
They do the autopsies.
So, well, hold on. They're the ones that they get to the crime scene and then they say a little pun about it and then they put on their glasses and they go, yeah, right?
So there's a shortage of them?
Oh yeah, there's like, I think they told me 456 in the whole United States. So like they have to share counties.
No, geez, the whole United States.
Yeah, like
That's-
there's a huge shortage in it.
I mean, that's got to be bad for the situation as well because if you're overworked, then you can't give your all to.
Oh, it's got to be depressing a little
Oh my
bit.
God, I know.
Like, that'd
That's
be
what I wanna
you gotta
talk
be
to
the
them
right
more.
type of friggin' person
I
to
would
do
hope.
it.
I don't want to talk to the person who does
Loves
not.
it. I love
Yeah.
my job. It's great.
Boy, howdy, let me tell you.
Checking on the dead people.
I have talked to or whatever the people who take care of the bodies. They run the funeral homes and stuff. And I've talked to a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I love my job," and it's like, yeah. And I get why they help families out, and it's a very
Right.
necessary thing, obviously. But still,
Yeah.
it's a little.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, the morticians.
Yeah, morticians.
Is that worse? What's a worse job?
I think morticians would.
And I hate
be-
to say worse. What's the?
Right.
I don't
No,
want
and
to. I
they're-
don't want.
right.
It's not a bad job, but
But-
you got to be ready for it.
more emotionally devastating. We'll put it that way.
I would think it's your deputies, the deputy coroners who show up on the scene of an accident.
Yeah.
Because they're literally the first people that see
Yeah,
what's going
craziness.
on.
Yeah.
So there's a murder scene.
Yeah.
The cops show up.
So Sergeant Pepper killed somebody with a candlestick or whatever, in the let me try it again. Woo!
Have another drink there. We'll get that straight.
I've had half a beer in a laboratory, as Dexter would call it, and then the pathologist gets there, right? So.
Oh no, the forensic pathologist does not come to the scene.
Oh no!
Oh, he's
They
not
wait
gonna
until
say.
the body is at the
So that's a
morgue.
pretty sweet gig. Why does nobody want? They're not
Yeah.
even going out to the
But your
crime.
what's it-
deputies, your deputy coroners show up to the scene, and they
Gotcha.
if they have to do which is crazy
Yeah.
because the person's already passed away, but they have to do maybe an X-ray.
So the forensic person's trying to figure out why they died and
Right,
do
the body comes
information.
in and then
Interesting.
yeah.
Sounds like a pretty
But
sweet
actually-
gig to me. You're sitting at
besides
home
dealing
playing
with-
Nintendo, then a body comes to
Well,
you.
yeah. Besides obviously having to deal with a dead body, it'd be probably pretty interesting trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah,
what
well,
this person died
but you
of.
talk
Right.
about dealing with a dead body. How many places have you had where you would go, man, I would take a dead body over this coworker?
Oh Lord.
We have all worked there before. Somebody is like, I would rather look at a corpse than fake another conversation with this son of a bitch, right?
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think about that every day.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly right. Exactly. It's fascinating. I said I was in radio for a long time. My old morning show co-host, we were together for 15 years. That shit was worse than marriage. By the end, we were going to kill each other.
Was that in Kentucky?
Yes, it was. Yeah. So we were married and we were related. Yes,
Oh,
at the
gosh,
same. Yeah.
really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why did you believe? She just believed it so quickly. Oh my! I could tell you were inbred. You had that look about you. You had that blue tint to your skin. So we're only a few episodes. We'll want to kill each other by 50. We got 14 more years before that happens. So, but this crisis that's going on, these sexy red-haired guys are showing up to crime scenes and putting the sunglasses on and stuff, and David Caruso in it. But why does nobody want this job? What's going on?
I think the pay, and I'm sure it's. I mean,
They need to be paid more. Is it a state job?
I believe most of them are. Yeah, because
I would imagine the pay
they're
would be
all
good.
county or state jobs.
But if the pay isn't good, then you just have a bunch of weirdos who are in it for the love of the game.
It's got to be better than a. You think it's better than a police job, like a police or comparable?
Shit, I don't know.
Police get good pay.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
putting their lives at risk,
No,
but
they are.
also this
Yeah.
person has to deal with dead bodies constantly.
I don't
Right.
know, man. I think it's but that he's not facing death every day, possibly. Well, I mean death, but his death every day.
Right,
I mean,
right.
can you imagine seeing that every day? Like,
Yeah, it'd take a
that-
toll on you, I
yeah,
think.
and that's what I asked them. I'm like,
Especially if there's like messed up stuff, like someone
Oh,
like
that's the
seeing like
thing.
people
Yeah.
have been raped a bunch or
See,
like.
and that's why I
yeah.
think it's worse for cops. Maybe I mean, again, it's both horrible, but they got to go to the fucking
They
crime
see
scene
the
and see the
blood
shit.
and the
and then maybe the person fucking
Yeah, you're right.
dying and gasping
probably
for air
worse.
and
Funny enough, I think
all the good
so.
shit they cut out of cops.
I
You
think
know what I'm saying?
my wife's cousin just became a police officer because she wants to get into. I think this exactly.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
pretty sure.
okay.
I think that's what she wants to do.
Yeah, my friend just actually.
Maybe
well,
I
she
could be
wa-
wrong. It might just be crime scene investigation,
Mm-hmm.
something along the lines with that.
Yeah. So what are they doing now to get more people involved in this thing?
Well, that's what I'm trying to help them with.
Right.
So, we're talking about it more, letting everybody know there's a shortage. You guys have a really good pathologist in Illinois called, his name is Scott Denton. And they kind of use him everywhere, like Bloomington, Peoria, everywhere. And because there's such a shortage, he'll have to go where the bodies are, or they'll bring the bodies to him. That's how bad the
Dang,
shortage is.
body transportation.
Think
How
about
about that one?
that. Think about you're so good. He just goes, bring the body to me.
Right.
He's just sitting in his
I got
ivory
bodies
tower.
just rolling through my door.
Oh, he's just in his little bathtub, fucking reading a book, and they just wheel it in. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good right there.
yeah.
So, what's his name again?
Scott Denton.
Because-
Dr. Denton.
Dr. Denton, because you
Sounds
introduced him.
familiar.
Yeah, it's like a comic book villain. Dr. Denton
Dr.
Jesus.
killed the Fantastic Four last night in Oklahoma. You said he's called, but you almost said, because you said he's there, you said he's called almost like he has a nickname.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Well,
Slick Denton.
he was in Vegas for years.
What?
That's
Yeah,
got to be
he
a
was
crazy
cr-
spot to do that.
What did he-
Exactly. And
Oh, you said like he was doing.
Oh,
like-
no,
Like
no.
he had a residency.
no.
Showing people
Yeah,
dead
yeah.
bodies in the. Hey, come
No.
on out here.
No, he was
Had a residency getting
he was
rid
their
of 'em.
forensic
Yeah.
pathologist in Nevada, in Vegas.
God, I got to imagine how the
know.
high stress environment that is.
Yeah,
How long has he been doing it for?
I think a long time.
He's seen some shit.
Seen
Yeah.
a lot of dead bodies.
Can we get him on this show too? That'd be great.
Yeah,
All the
he would
stories he
love to
has.
talk about this stuff. Like the guys that do this stuff and women, they love it, and it's okay.
I know
mean,
it is. It is.
Yeah.
okay.
She said
Right.
it's okay.
You said that the way that like my family members did when they began accepting gay people in the '90s, and it's okay. It's okay that Frank has a boyfriend.
So
Dr.
So
Denton.
how do you even get it? I mean, you gotta go to school for that? Is that like
yeah.
a school thing?
Yeah,
You
I
gotta learn
mean,
that.
you got to know all your anatomy really
Watched
well.
a lot of
and-
horror movies.
Are you a doctor when you're?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
I would,
doctor
I would hope
position?
so, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, but like the coroner, you can fucking run for that. Like, how the fuck?
Right.
How does that work?
They
Like-
kind of keep track of everything.
But
the
do
coroners
they?
do.
But could I run for coroner and I don't know shit about dick?
I'm
and
not sure.
All of a sudden, like, oh yeah, the funny bone's connected to this plate. Like, well, I don't know.
I don't think.
I'm just asking questions
Yeah,
here.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the coroner thing goes, but
But with Denton and the lovely,
So you have to actually become a doctor.
yeah, with him,
And
gotta-
then you
gotta
can
be-
move into this, or is it? Do you know? I'm just curious.
I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got
But
to
it
be
sounds
pretty
like it.
smart.
You said his name was Dr. Denton, right?
Yeah,
Is that what
Well,
you
he's a
everybody
doctor.
calls him Dr. Denton. So
Yeah, but that don't mean shit. Though.
Yeah.
I know.
There was a guy named Doc in my neighborhood sold crack. I mean, he might have been a
Jesus.
doctor. I don't know. Actually, my
said?
real
He's a
doctor,
street doctor.
my real doctor did go to prison for selling drugs. It was the pill crisis. Yeah.
oh wow,
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I can getting paid to pawn off the painkillers.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but on to happier things. Dead bodies and people who get paid to root through the innards. They're doing things these days to bump up the people signing up, right?
Yes.
They're offering the.
You're so country.
I know.
Do you hear him?
So he's breaking
The
it down
innards,
to layman's
the innards.
terms.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know.
So what? How did you get involved? What like in this whole?
She loves
situation?
dead bodies. Real
I-
big fan of them.
I collect them.
Because when you look at the statistics of things, a lot of suicides obviously are because of depression, and that's my whole mental health thing. It's my whole platform for my pageants.
Gotcha.
So last year was the highest rate ever in the United States for suicides.
Which is, I mean, she told me that, and I knew it was rising. I didn't know it was the highest. And what was even worse than that here locally, Listen to this number here locally.
Yeah, you guys have doubled in your suicide rate.
What do you personally think the reason for that is?
For suicide?
That the rates are rising.
That is such a loaded question because
It's the McRib.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
time it goes away, it skyrockets.
Right.
Every time it comes back, it dips back down.
it's
A lot of shit.
yeah.
I mean, COVID had a big impact on that, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would think, but I just think people are so ashamed to say they have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, like we're every 1 in 3 people, so one of us has a mental health condition.
I think we definitely have.
What are you talking about, Mom?
Yeah. So and people are high functioning with that.
Very
you have
high,
no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Right.
have no idea.
I was a CEO of Microsoft for a little while.
But
I don't know if you all have ever done drugs. I mean, I don't know if you
Never.
can say that on here. I mean, I don't consider weed a drug.
I've literally done weed on here
Oh,
many
Lord.
times.
Okay.
So, yes.
and that
But-
brings us to our sponsor break here.
There you go. Actually, yeah, there we go. Simply CBD. Let's take you there right now.
When people, I mean, I don't think people go out to be like, oh, I'm going to go do a bump of cocaine or I'm going to go stick heroin.
Well, I
up
know a
my
lot of
arm or
guys who
smoke
do.
it.
I know a lot of guys who do.
Really?
Hell yeah.
You mean just
I mean,
starting
no, to
off?
cope.
What are you
to
saying?
cope. Oh, right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly,
mean, like
right.
to cope. People are like, okay, let me be in La La Land so I don't have to deal with my problems.
Right.
Let me mask it.
They don't realize that.
Then they end up overdosing.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been talking to the coroners about is because there's so many overdoses that when you go back and look at their medical files, they all have a mental illness that they never took care of.
Yeah.
Well, I think in general, mental illness is skyrocketed a lot, right? Doesn't it seem like it? I think.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's always been around. I just think we haven't.
Yeah,
spoken
it was so
more
taboo
documented
not
or
to talk
something?
about it.
We haven't talked about it. Yeah, I mean, it's been around. It's just manifested itself in different ways over the years.
There's so much weird shit going on though with politics and like all this stuff. I think it COVID and just,
He keeps on trying to bring it back. To
No, I'm
the-
just saying
Yeah.
it's playing like I literally never used to think about politics or anything, and
Yeah,
it's
me
just
neither.
it start
Oh, yeah.
like with the way things are now. It's just like I think it's like adding on and stressing people out and like
Well, no doubt it was
not helping
isolating.
with definitely not helping with mental illness.
Well,
Right.
I'm sure COVID had to be unbelievably isolating for somebody who
God,
who
yeah.
already had no one to talk to.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
craziness.
and when you look at like the through line with suicide, how many people feel like they have no one to talk to?
Right.
And now imagine you're alone and you can't go anywhere. And I mean, I can't even imagine how much. And you're very passionate about that because you said that your son has dealt with that, and thankfully he's came out the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's doing great now.
That's
but
good.
Yeah.
but he has had a lot of troubles wrestling with that, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why you have. I mean, because
There's like 3 different reasons. It's because of someone that I knew very personally.
Right.
And then
That committed
son.
suicide or the
no, just like he's this guy that, he can't say, "Oh, I have a problem." He's
But
embarrassed.
he obviously does.
Yeah, and then like and it bothers me when I hear him say, "Oh, I have to take my crazy pills." Like, don't say that.
Just like antidepressants.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
and then my son, and then myself. I had horrible postpartum depression.
Yeah.
and I was so embarrassed to say it. I didn't want to
Well,
tell anybody.
I don't think a lot of women don't even know that that's what
That's
it
a
is.
thing.
My
Right.
wife had
Yeah.
it really bad, and she didn't even realize it
Yeah.
until she was done with it. And she was like, I was really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't realize how bad I was. So now when, like, our friends get pregnant, like, I'm like, you should give them a heads up about this in case they have it and don't want to talk about it or
Right.
don't know what's going on or what they're feeling and why
Right.
they're feeling that way. I didn't know women like that got that crazy.
Dude, I didn't do
Hormones.
I didn't know that,
Like,
yeah.
so my grandma had it really bad, and that wasn't even a thing back then. And they took her to the whatever they called it back then, the institution,
Mental institution.
and they gave her shock therapy.
Jesus.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I know.
Yeah, and in retrospect, that shit's always been around. We just are now discovering, right?
Right.
Because it used to be, Frank's weird. No, he's
Yeah.
going through something, and like. As
When do you think, like, when I used to think of mental illness, I'm going to be blunt here.
Oh, you think of the guy in the straitjacket and the
Yes.
crazy house and the
Yes.
dudes with the nets
Yes.
running around chasing the guy like in the cartoons.
Or like somebody standing on a roof about like that. My best friend's family member was like that. He would get on the roof and
Yeah.
threaten to jump
Yeah.
off when he was having an episode.
Like
Well,
Newman.
I mean, there's definitely a crisis that I don't think people have ever attributed. Like, I mean, let's be real. Most of the homeless stuff
Oh
has
my
to
God,
do
I
with
was just
mental
going to
illness.
say that. You're
Absolutely.
homeless out here is horrible.
There's like a lot of things that are issues.
Yeah.
But really, a lot of that probably stems back to mental illness in general.
Oh, absolutely.
Most definitely. I mean, we've talked over the years with a lot of homeless people. When I worked in the radio, we've interviewed a lot, and yes, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why these things happen, but like once again, that seems to be the through line with my interviews is, these people are suffering. I'm trying to be very, delicate with what I don't want to say suffering, but they're going through it, and that they need help. And unfortunately, again, now it's a situation where we can't. I don't want to say we shouldn't be able to force help on them, but unless they're a danger to themselves or somebody else or whatever. But yes, mental illness is obviously a huge problem.
So I was at your hospital out here. I can't remember. Memorial? Is that what your hospital?
That's one of them. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Memorial St. John's.
There's a whole
Springfield
bunch of
Clinic.
them.
Yeah.
But I went to Memorial, and I was with the CEO, and like the numbers he was giving me, and like how much money they lost. I think it was between $6 or $9 million they lost last year because of mental health, because the state's not paying.
That's crazy.
So these people don't have the money. So like when I was up there with him with patients, a guy walked up to me and I'm like, oh, where are you from? And he was a patient. And he's like, I'm from St. Louis. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really, St. Louis isn't that far from here, right?
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, they just get people from everywhere on that floor, but they're not getting paid. So that's, they're losing
horrible.
tons of money. And they just had that huge layoff, 600 people.
And why is that? I mean, out of all the things that we're pouring money into, you're telling me that a mental health crisis.
I would love to ask Pritzker that.
Seriously.
Well, the from the hospital standpoint, there's a lot of ways you could look at that, but I mean, let's be real, our whole health system.
Oh, it's
is
fucked.
yeah.
It's all fucked.
Yeah. It's
There
really
was
bad.
the cost is crazy, and it's not, and I don't know 100% how all that shit works, but like there was one year, like if you calculate the health insurance I paid monthly, plus our medical bills, I spent $35,000 in medical expenses.
Wow.
And you weren't going through cancer or anything like that.
No, that was me and my family. We had a kid that year. That was one thing that happened, and I think maybe that might have been a year when one of my kids got tubes in their ears. But we had health insurance,
Thank
so
God.
it should have.
Well, it should have.
You know what I mean? But it's like Jesus.
And I think that's like a truth, left or right or what the fuck ever. Like our health insurance is fucked, right? It shouldn't be the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's like that all over.
It is, and there needs to be adjustments. I mean, I'm not a fucking don't know a lot about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I
Right.
do know there are some things that supposedly would help from what my understanding is as far as like opening up. Like I think there's something with like in states, like individual states, like they can only compete in the state. And you can't like compete across state lines, like the insurance
For
companies
insurance?
or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's one thing, but I don't know.
local.
You know that they have tons of rainy day funds in Illinois. There's got to be some money somewhere to put
sure.
towards
Well,
mental
we just
health.
spend it on there's definitely money. It just
Right.
gets spent. It's like all the weed money that comes in.
I
Where the hell's
know.
that? It's supposed to
Yeah.
fix all the roads and shit.
Dude,
Right.
I've been told it's going towards pensions, which is good, but I don't know. I feel like they get $80 trillion a day
Yeah.
in weed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like by now we should have like a spaceship
Oh
or
my
something.
God,
we
yeah.
should each have a jetpack
Jesus.
based on the amount of
that's-
taxes I alone have paid. I should have a house made of weed.
Yeah.
But,
True.
whatever.
But that's the problem is like they do these things and either tax you more or have opportunities like, weed to bring in extra taxes, and they don't.
Yeah.
What happens to it?
Yeah.
They just
Right.
fucking spend it on other stupid shit.
Well,
Yeah.
and they're closing down lots of mental institutions.
Yeah.
And I don't blame that on Pritzker. I blame whoever was before him, Rauner or I don't know.
Well,
But
But it's not like he could stop it if he wanted to or do whatever. You know what I mean?
But I mean, okay, so when I first got this Miss Illinois thing, I went on a tour in, I think it was December, and I went to a mental health home that's part of Memorial. And these people are allowed to leave during the day. They can't stay there. And right across the street, I mean, they have mental problems. But right across the street is a bar and a big strip club. And I'm like, oh my God, what's that? Like, I literally saw them walking right across the street to go over there. It's
Yeah,
like, how
that's-
is that helping?
Yeah.
Sounds convenient.
Yeah, and
No, I'm just
tell me where this halfway house is. I might have to go and
Right.
do my own interviews over there. Yeah, they
No,
can't be
yeah,
good
that-
for your
yeah, that's
mental
messed
health.
up.
No.
It's not good. If all right, well, we got done a lot of good work here today. Go get loaded and get a dance from Sugar over
Right.
there. All right,
Jesus.
shit, man. Yeah.
So it was just, and you guys do have I mean, I'm not from here, but you guys have tons of homeless people here.
There's a lot.
And
I've gotten used to it. Like, I mean, but I say that in a way it's horrible, but also when I have friends or family come in, they're like, "Man, you guys have a lot of homeless
Yeah.
people here."
And it's
Like,
not. Have you ever been to Seattle?
no.
Oh,
Oh,
that's,
shit.
well, that's a whole nother.
That's and I've never been to L.A. or San Francisco or any of those places, but my understanding is that's way crazier
Yeah,
too
my
than
son
even
told me
Seattle.
LA's
I think
horrible.
it
But-
depends. I've been to I've been like the nice parts, you know, but I'm sure that there's Skid Row and all that shit
Yeah,
down
Right.
there.
but in Seattle,
They
I've
say,
definitely
yeah.
seen that,
Yeah.
and that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
They did a study there. I'm gonna mess this up, but I'm gonna give you the gist of it. But they tested surfaces like all over the place, like on public surfaces and like buses and all the shit. And there was like,
99% jizz.
Oh, gross.
yeah, exactly,
Gross.
semen
Semen
everywhere.
on every-
No, but
Yeah.
it was like, what was it? I don't remember. Something about like there was some sort of like drug on 90% of the surfaces.
Like
Wow.
fentanyl or something.
Yeah, yeah.
or
It's like
one of-
in
yeah.
very small amounts, but it was
Yeah.
like basically on everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those deals like in the 80s, like every dollar bill had like X amount of cocaine on it or
Right,
something.
right.
Like, yeah, George Washington's eyes were red on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Fentanyl's cheap, though.
But that's why they cut it, right? Is that
Right.
what they? Yeah, they
Right.
cut it with the shit. Why can't we have something cheaper than fentanyl to cut these drugs with? Maybe,
What are your guys' thoughts on just legalizing all drugs
man. I think it's so. I don't know.
and it being controlled,
It's,
like
well, it's being yeah, that
because
being-
you're getting something pure.
That's true. I mean, but it's just like it shows you, like with weed, it's very complicated. It can be done right, or it can be done in a shitty way. I feel like if it's done here, it'll be done in
How
a way.
can weed be done in a crappy way?
In Illinois, it is. Watch episode 4 of
Yeah.
217 Probcast, where we talk with 20 minutes with a guy about it.
It's just the tax is so
Oh,
high
okay.
that
The
people
qua-
are still going to go buy it illegally.
And the quality shit. Now, it's not like stepped on with drugs or anything, but the quality's not good, in addition to it being more expensive than anywhere else in the country, in addition to the fact that in other states they can deliver it to you, and you can walk in and like take a look at it, smell it. Like here, they regulate it like nuclear material.
Yeah.
They tax it like it's worse than anything, and the quality isn't as good. So,
So when you say quality, you mean it doesn't get you super high?
no, it does get you high, but it could be dried out. A lot of the times, the vapes just don't fucking work.
Oh.
And because
Can you bring it back? Can you be like, hey, this
you
doesn't
can't.
work?
In other states, you can. In other
wow.
states, you can but the moment you walk out that door, and I've actually, I bought the wrong thing. Hey, you see me? Sorry, we can't take it. Yeah,
Wow.
just because of the crazy stringent regulations in Illinois. So that's how you can do drugs wrong. And again, all the drugs are different.
Okay, so
but-
Okay, so I've been with my son who has went and bought weed at a dispensary by our
Yeah.
house, and he'll get a vape pen.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if he walks outside and that doesn't work, he can't go in and say, "Hey, you guys, I just spent $60. This doesn't work."
So
Wow.
what you can do is go in and say, hey man, this thing fucked up, and then they got to send it off, and then you can do that, but it's not
Get it back someday, maybe.
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like in the old day where you got the Captain Crunch spoon and you had to
Right.
write off and then mail, and then maybe it get there,
Jeez,
maybe
I
it
forgot
wouldn't.
about
Right.
that.
Yeah, remember that? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Send off for the toys.
But I was surprised they had when I went with my son, they were giving up. It was like a little little plastic thing, and it had tons of edibles in it, and they were giving it away for free, and it looked
Which-
just like candy. I'm
which
like,
state
oh my
was
god,
this?
it was in Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, by my house.
Oh.
Probably about to
Yeah.
expire.
That's,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, yeah. Well, I have heard they got an Ascend outlet in Chicago where the prices are actually like really fucking like one place.
I think that's the one in Tinley Park, and
that is it.
That's where I went.
Son of a bitch.
Yes.
So you went to the one good dispensary. That's so funny.
Yes.
I had this conversation at the dispensary. I'll say which one, whatever.
Okay.
But they were like, there's one good one in Tinley Park.
Yes.
And like you went to the okay, good.
Yeah, and that's where they were giving out
hand jobs.
Oh
and,
Lord,
and
they were
puppies and
they were giving out, and I could not believe how much it looked like candy.
Yeah.
But you can't overdose on that stuff.
No, I've tried. I've tried. I have.
I mean, you can jack yourself up though, man.
If
on
you think
edibles.
you can.
Really?
Oh yeah, you can have.
What do you just want to eat constantly?
Oh, you have a bad.
You can
trip.
have a bad trip, like yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, the worst fucking experience I've ever had on anything was on some edibles.
Oh, they
Really?
can. They'll fuck you. They can
Dude,
fuck
it was,
you up.
yeah, it was.
So it's that
fucked
much
up.
different from just smoking it.
You ever smoked weed
yeah.
before? You ever? No. Hey,
No.
You want to start
Wait,
right now?
listen.
Hold
When
on.
I was like right before I had my son when I was a teenager, but
Yeah.
right before him, but not after that. No.
No?
My dad was like McGruff, the crime-fighting dog.
Oh, really?
You know who I'm talking about?
He wore a trench coat.
He would flash the kids. That's what he did.
Oh Lord!
They,
But he was a police officer, so
take your hit this real quick.
no way.
Well, come on. All right, fine. Come
Just
on.
a vape, a flavored
Just
vape.
a vape. There's a little PCP in it too.
No,
Come on.
no.
You never want to fight cops?
No.
All right, man. All right, pussy.
What do you do? Just randomly do that during the day?
No, I go outside and I don't do it during the. Look, I do it before work, and then maybe during work, and then maybe after. Then, I don't know.
Does it really help calm you, or are you like?
You have no idea, like the highway that my brain is all the fucking time. And I'm not. A lot of people like brag like it helps me get shit done. It's horrible. Okay, it's like it helps me get shit done. Like on crowd work or like create anything. Like no, it makes the.
Really?
You're
Do you have ADHD?
horribly.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Cripplingly. Yeah, I went to a therapist talking about mental health for the first time recently, and I told her, and she said that is literally the textbook definition of ADHD.
Yeah.
And she goes, I guess you were like 5 when you were diagnosed. I was like, I was 36.
Did they give you a medical marijuana card?
No, they should, but you gotta pay for it.
Well, it's okay. You'll get a discount at the
But
dispensary.
I gotta remember to do it. I got ADHD.
Right.
And then they do a bunch. Isn't there a bunch of other shit that once you like get a medical card,
Yeah,
that
they can
classify you as like a bunch of shit.
Cancer.
So
cancer.
But I'm saying they put you into a category that basically is like, oh, something's wrong with this person.
It can, yeah. So once you get a card, they theoretically can make it to where you can't buy a gun, I think. I don't know if they've done that, but I've heard.
You can have a gun and have medical marijuana.
Well,
Yeah,
but
that's
I think there
the
is a rule that says that if they
There's-
wanted to enforce it,
Right,
then they could.
Because it's the same reason that why when you go to a medical marijuana place, you can't use a credit card.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that?
Because it's federally illegal, which means that if you can't use bank stuff, so like you can't even use your debit card. Like when you use your debit card, it actually runs it as an ATM, which is why if it's like $37.50, right, and they pay like $40, and then you get like $2.50 back. So it's like it's
That's how they do it.
yeah.
That's
See,
weird.
but it's all of this ridiculous shit for a plant that makes you play Sega. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like crack or PC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's not like. So all drugs aren't the same, especially when it comes to mental illness. Like you say that your son wrestled with depression himself, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you saw that. I don't want to dive too much into any of his stuff.
Right.
But does he ever would we help him?
Oh God, yes.
Oh,
Thank the Lord for that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank God for that.
Yeah, so
That's why I'm not against it. Like,
right.
That's
why I'm trying to get you high.
I saw night and day with my son.
You really?
Oh my God, yeah.
What was that? Like he went from being sad to.
Well, I mean, his whole football career, he was going to play pro football. And
Me too. I was too.
Yeah, and you never know, but
He's a tackle dummy.
He just went downhill,
Yeah. I was
and
a water boy.
The answer to everything for him with the doctors was, here, have a Norco for your
See?
back pain.
Yeah.
Have a Xanax. And I'm like, oh my God, he can't keep popping Xanax bars all day.
Well, you can.
No. No. You get a tolerance, and then you're like
But
on
that's
3 or 4.
That's definitely a problem though in
Yeah.
general, like pharmaceuticals.
So like,
Have
he
you
was
watched
like,
any of the specials on like painkillers and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
they're crazy.
I'm from Appalachia. Like that shit literally ravaged. Like my doctor, he went to prison for that. For just like fucking, oh, you here? I'll give you some. Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much you want for that? Yeah.
Yeah, those were crazy.
They had to just keep upping your dose, and then you want more, and you want more.
About
and,
But isn't it wild? You go to a professional doctor, and the guy, and it's all on the level, and he gives you that, or you could like go down the street to a guy named Vinny and buy a plant that
I know.
will fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know.
That's why I don't get mad at my son for smoking weed. I mean, he's almost 30 years old. He can do what he wants. But
we need to hang out, me and your
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
We need to.
Yeah.
I need to smoke that some bitch out. Well, I'm gonna say some bitch. You'd be the bitch, but you're not. So. Hey, speaking.
Wrong
of,
time to use that.
I know, right? Speaking of things that make you say some bitch, I got to mention this before we. Not that we're gonna wrap it up right now, but the incident with the deer. My God.
Oh, Lord.
I
Yeah.
was doing the investigative journalism on you, and then I saw this photograph that you snapped. And it was amazing. It was an RV. Am I right about this?
no, it was a school bus.
the school
It
bus.
was a
Yes.
bus. See,
Full
that's what I
of
said.
bitch.
Full of cheerleaders.
Full of cheerleaders.
They were all on
The story
it?
just gets
I
better. They were all 18 in a day.
Yeah, they were coming to Taylorville. It's like somewhere around here, right?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
I don't know why anybody would go there. But,
And I think it was a cheerleading competition,
okay.
and they were on their way there, and the deer, I guess, just came out of nowhere, and the way she hit it, it like flew into the window.
Oh my lord.
Through
and
the
it
windshield.
Smacked her in the head.
It smacked the driver in the head.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Like,
So
I
what
mean,
happened?
and
You were
she
driving
was
by.
sitting on
Did you
the
see
road.
it, or you just saw them on the side of the road?
No, I saw her come out of the bus and just like I was like, okay, maybe there's kids fighting on the bus, and that's why she stopped.
Yeah.
And then
What did she do? She walked out of the bus and then
she like collapsed.
did
She was
a
sitting
Ric
there.
Flair flop where
She had
he
like
walked out of
a-
the corner and then did
No, she kind of went down slow, and I'm like, ooh, God. And I swear to God, my first thought was one of the kids beat her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to say that, but it's
sure,
true.
yeah,
Alright.
absolutely.
So I was like, oh no, and I
She have a
ran over there.
concussion or
it's
Yeah,
rough on the
yeah.
bus. Bus rules.
Yeah.
We always said that back in the day.
And she couldn't tell me at first what happened, and I never thought to go look in the bus what happened. I was
Yeah.
just waiting for her to come to it, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to wipe all the
Yeah,
blood
you don't
off
want
her
to get on the
face.
bus if someone's on there beating
Right,
people up.
right,
Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah,
You walk on, just get blasted.
yeah.
Did you ever see that story of that crazy homeless guy that took a knife and cut that dude's head off and then
Oh,
threw
my
it up?
God.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I never
Yes.
saw that
Yeah.
shit. I never saw
It
that.
doesn't matter what true crime story I bring up. Every woman in
Yeah.
my life's like,
Yeah, definitely.
I know all about that one. Yeah.
So was she all right?
She had to go to the hospital,
But she was okay.
obviously, but she had like glass all in her hair, and I kept
my
saying,
Lord.
"What happened? What happened?" And she kept going, "Get the kids off the bus! Get the kids off the bus!" And I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "A deer." I'm like, "What?" And then I went and looked. Like I opened the door a little, and you saw the picture.
Yeah.
The deer's just like,
And it was dead.
Yeah.
in the driver's seat.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
Still in the bus.
Yes.
It had a little hat on.
yeah. And she was scared it was gonna
Come back
wake
to
up.
life. Yeah.
So I'm like doing this on
Oh,
it, seeing if I
Lord.
could find a heartbeat or like
She had
do
just
something.
watched Tommy Boy. So
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
freaked out by it. That's so you. And what are the kids fucking running around and start? How old are the kids?
I believe they
Damn.
were like freshmen.
They ain't like checking on her out there. They weren't coming out there.
Yeah. What the
They-
fuck?
No.
Yeah, old Betsy really got it.
No,
Yeah.
no. I think they were all freaked out.
I get it.
I think they were all freaked out, and there was
Jesus
glass. Like he hit
Christ.
so hard, the glass like shattered way to the back.
Yeah.
So they got off.
Dude, I was driving as this semi's passing us. Like 5 deer jump over the big ass wall. It was a fucking big wall, and they jump over it, and a couple of them get across, and the last one, it was the biggest one. This semi hits it, and it just fucking explodes.
Sounds
Yeah.
Like you stuck a grenade in the middle of it.
Wow.
It just
I bet that
exploded everywhere. It didn't even phase the semi. He was just fucking.
I just kept going. It was like that scene in Bride
Dude,
and Chucky
it
where
was
the kid just
crazy.
exploded. That's awesome.
Literally exploded. Parts flew everywhere. We were just far enough back that none of it hit us, but I was like, what the fuck?
It's
Like,
wild that I guess if you're a trucker, what can you do? But you would assume
You're probably
you might
used
wanna,
to that.
I don't know. You might want to stop if you explode a whole deer. Like, yeah, maybe
dude,
there's
it literally was like someone stuck a bomb in that thing. It
That's
just blew it up.
crazy, dude.
On my way here, I saw lots of coyotes that were dead.
Really?
Yeah.
You're just like kung fu.
I know.
You just go across like
I know.
finding adventures
I
and
know.
solving shit.
I know everybody says that.
Where are you
I'm
from?
not going anywhere with you. I'm like 30 minutes out of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The 308 or is the Chicago
708.
Okay, well 308 is the one
312.
Peoria, right? Or am I
I
wrong?
don't
I don't
know.
know.
I have no
I'm
idea.
I think I had a
309.
stroke. I just keep on saying random numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Niner.
Yeah, was there a niner in there? Okay. How many other adventures have you come across in your days of? You say that like
Gosh,
you've
tons.
Like I saved a kid from a well one time, and
No, I was driving to the beach. This was last summer, and my best friend was with me, and I'm like, I swear to God, we just drove by a man laying on the highway, and she's like, no, we didn't. You know, she was all on her phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Tammy, we really did. I go, there's somebody on the highway, and she goes, turn around, and he was in the highway.
Oh my
Turned
God.
around
High.
on the highway.
No, he was high and just fell asleep on the.
Like on the ground,
Yes.
like in the road, or not on the
He
on
was
the
like
side,
on
or
that side, on the side, like leaning up against the wall like this.
oh my God!
And
Well,
I
that's
was-
why the rumble strip's there, so you don't
Yeah.
run him over. I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, it's on you if you
Jesus.
run him over.
Yeah.
So what happened? Did you did you
I
sober him
just-
up? Did you give him some coffee?
No, you can tell he was just like,
Pick him up.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just called the police and they came.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
run into crazy stuff.
that's old
like that.
I-55 Joe.
Yeah.
It's, woke up.
Yeah, it was close to Gary. And I don't know if you're familiar with Gary,
Gary,
and Anna.
oh God.
Yeah.
Are you I would not stop.
Well, you have to kind of go through there to get to the beach. It's
That would take
in
the
not a
long
good
way.
What?
area.
Oh, that beach.
Wells,
Okay.
Wells or West, I can't remember. Indiana Dunes.
I was good.
Yeah.
Do you all have a beach out here, kind of?
We have a
I mean,
Lake
kinda.
Springfield.
Oh yeah.
There's a little beach on it. Hasn't been used in a long ass time.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
drowned and they shut it down after
Is
that.
that what happened?
Yeah, that kid drowned out there. I know someone that was lifeguarding when it happened.
Wow.
And
What was he doing? Was he reading a
I know,
comic
right?
book?
Kid drowned and then they shut it down. It hasn't been open since.
How bad do you feel if you were on duty?
I know.
Like, yeah, but
Misty Busher's supposed to be doing something with it. I don't know. That was part of her, what she ran on. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
had some nice drawings of what she wanted to do with it,
I think that'd be nice, man. I mean,
like a venue,
Yeah.
like music, food.
Yeah, what do you all do out
Absolutely.
here? I like to know you have your state fair.
well, we eat a lot.
Yeah.
There is a statistic that's like the number of restaurants
Yeah.
per capita or something in Springfield, Illinois is like ridiculously high. It's like
Yeah.
the top like
Yeah.
5 or something
It is,
crazy.
and you know what's funny is the number one for the longest time is where I moved from, Lexington. So
Was it?
Yeah, so I'm
Wow.
just used to like my life is just there's not.
Let's go out to eat.
There's not a Long John Silver's on every corner. What are you talking about? Shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there needs to be more probably things for people to be active.
Right.
And
My mother-in-law lived out here for 30 years. She just moved to Florida.
thank
And-
God.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
What-
She
my
worked for the
Lord.
government, and so did my father-in-law. And they every time I come here, they always take me to this place with this horseshoe sandwich.
Oh yeah, that's the big thing here.
It's
the
down the
horseshoe.
street from
Darcy's
Shields.
or
It's down the street from
Darcy's
Shields.
probably,
Or across from like a place
that's the
called
popular
Shoney's.
one. Darcy's. You know what's funny? I'm not even a big horseshoe fan.
Oh, I love them.
I
but
like
the
them,
variation.
but I get the cheese on the side, and that
I can see
basically is
that,
not
yeah.
a horseshoe. I just don't like it all soggy and shit.
I like it, but I also like the variations on it more. You know, where they
Yeah.
make like a Philly cheesesteak
Yeah.
horseshoe or
Yeah.
a taco.
I usually end up getting the
horseshoe,
buffalo
or-
chicken one.
I think
Yeah.
that's better than a straight up is like a buffalo chicken horseshoe.
Where were we recently where they did it a better way? I liked it better. They put the bread, burger, cheese, and then fries, so the fries aren't getting all soggy.
Yeah, yeah.
But
that's
you
the
still
way-
get. I don't mind the soggy bread.
Yeah.
Soggy bread's not bad.
So that's like the thing out here.
yeah,
That's-
we're like
Really?
famous.
That's
for
our
that.
healthiest
so weird.
food, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Right at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah. Jim Gaffigan, I saw him do comedy here just a couple of years ago, and he had a horseshoe, and it was hilarious. He said, I've arguably made a career out of unhealthy food. He said, but I don't want to die. That's pretty much the horseshoe. I remember when I got here the first day of work, they were like, oh, you gotta have. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll have a horseshoe. And I remember I was like, people eat this every day? Like,
Yeah.
there are people who do eat it every day, like a pony shoe
Probably,
every
yeah.
day, and that's That's some
That's some fucking arteries.
Yeah.
Got cheese running through your veins.
You're shitting once a month at that point. I can't even imagine how that goes from that point. So, Blaine, thank you so much for stopping by, man. We've had such a fantastic conversation. And if they want to follow you and your exploits and all the things that you're doing, what do they got to do? What do they got to hit you up
I
on?
usually don't get on my Instagram, sadly to say.
That's fine. I get that.
I don't.
She's a ghost.
You gotta,
Yeah.
You'll never follow her.
And
Find
it's
her on
weird
the
'cause I
road.
have like almost 7,000 followers. I'm like, who are these people? Which, thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't get on it that much. But I'm always on my Facebook.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And then,
So it's just Blaine Lamb
because
Rosenfeldt.
You've been out like giving speeches and stuff too,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
right? What are the speeches that you've been giving that about?
It's more trying to get people to. I mean, honestly, you're pretty open. I don't know about you, but would you ever be like, oh, I
Have
have
sex with a man? I would. And I'll tell you what.
I was like, is that where she's going with this?
But would you ever be like, I have a problem. I gotta get help. I gotta talk to somebody. Or would you try and I don't know. You don't seem like you'd come out with that. It seems like you'd hide it a little.
I feel like I'd probably I'd try to handle it myself
Right.
first, but I think I'm pretty self-aware that if I had something that I needed to talk to somebody about, I think I would do it.
Yeah.
I've seen the photos of you dressing like your mother every night, though. I know people, and I'm not. I don't have.
I said if I felt like something I needed to
Oh,
talk to
okay,
somebody about.
right. No judgment. I just didn't know if you knew we were aware of that. So, but people should be aware of that,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if
Not be embarrassed to speak
no,
up.
and you know what?
Self-awareness is a tough thing that people don't talk about enough either.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I'll say this about mental health too, because I'm on. I'll be very open about it. ADHD medicine and an SSRI for OCD, which I didn't realize I had obsessive compulsive disorder, and my life was ruined by it. Like, I mean, I felt like I was like insane. I thought I was dying all the time. I thought I had hypochondria. And I think from the outside, when people hear that, they're like, "Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you know that you have hypochondria, then how can you?" And that's true, but that's what makes it hypochondria, is you're aware of the fact that you're worrying about nothing, but you can't stop fucking obsessing over
Right.
it. And it was horrifying. And I think in a lot of ways, a lot of people go through bouts of things that they don't realize are because I just thought I was crazy. I was
What were you obsessing over, though?
I thought that I had nut cancer at first.
Lord.
Jesus. One time I thought I had testicle torsion.
Yeah, I thought
Or
I
the
had,
twist or
yeah.
whatever. I was like, man,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Buddy of mine actually had that. But no, I look.
I shouldn't laugh. That's
No. It's true.
Whoa.
No, and then I thought I had like STDs for a long time. And
Jesus.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm 1,000% serious.
Are you
It
that
just burned when
sleeping
I
around of a
pee.
person?
I was, yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, look,
It's all them peep shows.
I like fucking, so
You know, you can go to Walgreens and see if you have a STD.
you know what? Here's the thing, though, is I did, but it's still. I actually talked to multiple doctors who told me I didn't, and
Okay.
it didn't change because I thought I had it, and it doesn't make sense. And I wasn't aware of the fact that I could get help, and I did get help. I went to the doctor. I got prescribed medicine, and my life has changed completely because of that. So,
Good.
yeah, I mean that's a real thing, and you can literally go your whole life. Like being aware of the fact that this guy has a problem and this guy has, but not know that you
Right.
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 So now that both the cameras are out of footage, we're going to shoot back to this one right here.
Hopefully
Thank
that
you
one's
guys.
still going.
I have no idea. Maybe it is. Maybe it ain't. Thank you guys so much. I tell you what, we have audio. I'll animate it. There we go.
There you go.
This will come out 3 years from now. Blaine, thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
if you could do anything to support her, take care of your own mental health and
Right.
be there for someone else. I'm Kyle. We got Andrew with us. Please hit that subscribe ski button. Thank you so much for checking us out. We'll be back here next week. Go ahead.
Forensic.
We need
pathologist.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Tell us who your favorite
Forensic pathologist
is in the comments. We'll
Yeah.
see you next week. Bye, everybody. Good night.
Bye.